We're the Total Modal Design team, and we're excited to introduce to you the CareLink. When we hold someone in our heart, we want to hold their hand. Touch communicates our affection, our desire for closeness, our wish for the other person to be well. So what do we do when our loved one is far out of reach and too ill to communicate normally? For patients dealing with serious illness, a hospital stay can be both a blessing and a curse. They can receive life-saving physical treatment, but they can also suffer emotionally by being separated from their loved ones. For the patient's family members, the distance can be painful and nerve-wracking. They can worry about their loved one. Is she well taken care of? Does he know that I'm thinking of him? In these global pandemic times, more and more patients are isolated in hospitals for even longer periods. We need a way to address this silent epidemic of loneliness. Let's meet Ruth, a retired teacher with 3 kids. Jane, Ruth's youngest daughter, lives with her as her primary caretaker. Ruth's now hospitalized from COVID-19, and the hospital doesn't allow Jane to visit because of safety concerns. They're missing each other, each wondering how the other's doing. But Ruth feels too weak to hold a phone to speak or text, and she can only communicate in short stretches before she gets tired. Just when Ruth and Jane are feeling low and alone, the hospital provides them the CareLink, a long-distance multimodal communication device that allows hospitalized patients to connect with their loved ones from afar. Ruth wants to connect with Jane, so she presses the status button to show she's available. Jane's delighted to know that her mother is well and wants to connect. She can easily respond and send Ruth love by sliding the touch sensor. As her hand rests on the CareLink, Ruth sees the message and feels the vibration like a heartbeat. It's as if Jane was right by her bedside, holding her hand. She sends a message back. Jane receives the message and smiles, knowing her mother is right there on the other side of the CareLink. When the doctor checks on Ruth, he lets Jane know that she's in treatment, and afterwards that she's resting and healing up. Jane feels at ease, knowing her mother is being cared for. The CareLink is built on the Arduino R3 platform and involves 3 primary functions: information input, information output, and inter-device communication. For input, the keycap buttons and capacitive touch slider allow users to change status and send messages. For output, a LCD screen and keycap provide visual indication, and a vibration motor provides haptic and a bit of auditory feedback. And infrared emitters and receivers allow the devices to communicate. Our human-centered design process involves storyboarding, scenario creation, user research, and iterative prototyping. Form factor testing helped us understand users' pain points and potential barriers to use. For example, we discovered that touch sensor placement could interfere with button use, and that the digital message needed to align visuospatially with users' gestural direction. Throughout, we kept keenly in mind the needs of older adult users and users with sensory differences to ensure that accessibility is at the heart of the CareLink. We believe that our final prototype will bring Ruth to her daughter's side, Jane to her mother's side, and help doctors support their patients' families, creating closeness where before there was only distance. So even apart, we're by each other's side. The CareLink, coming spring 2021.